let us talk about pyrite, also known as fool's gold. I can't take a geology class without talking about this fun rock. Pyrite is what is this? It's an iron sulfide, uh, and it can form in kind of these little octagonal crystals. If you see these really small ones, it can also form in cubes. I don't have any cube forming ones here in front of me. It can also kind of form this sort of massive structure, kind of like how quartz is, right? We can get these larger crystals that we can see, and these are a millimeter in size or so. This is absolutely why I have a magnifying glass, so you can see some of those larger crystals in there. And there's some other stuff in there. You can kind of see some dark stuff. I don't know what that is without looking closer, but yeah. Fool's gold. So here it is in kind of a more massive form. So really microcrystalline pieces of pyrite have grown together in these kind of areas where you don't really see the crystals. And quartz is kind of like that. If you go look at the little video I've got on massive versus crystalline, I use quartz. I could also use this. This is a fun rock I bought in a rock shop, I think in Alaska. And the vitreous looking mineral there is, I believe, quartz. But there's also there's two other minerals on here. There's pyrite and chalcopyrite. They are kind of hard to tell apart. Pyrite will always have this kind of wider yellowish look to it, where chalcopyrite can be much kind of brighter yellow. A lot of the time you'll even see kind of this resinous look to it, where it'll turn this oily color, and I don't think I've got have to look closer at this with my eyeballs. You'll find spots that'll kind of turn kind of an oily sort of look to it, kind of like a purplish or a blue or even kind of orangish. I don't have that here, but this rock kind of displays like the difference between pyrite and chalcopyrite. So here we can see the pyrite, right? We can see that kind of whitish yellow look, and we have this much brighter look for the chalcopyrite. So if you run into those two and you have to figure out which is which, they can be difficult. When they're on their own, they're actually pretty dang hard to figure out which is which sometimes. There's a road cut up in Bella Vista that I occasionally take field trips to, and there is some pyrite in the limestone there. And I'm pretty sure it's pyrite, but it could actually be chalcopyrite. So when they're sitting next to each other, they're easy to tell apart. When they're sitting on their own, they can be kind of difficult, but pyrite's always hopefully going to have this really kind of whitish yellow look to it. As far as the streak goes, let's experiment. What streak color does this give us? Oh, it's kind of a gray, greenish color. Chalcopyrite will actually give a similar streak. It's not really a good way to tell the two apart. Chalcopyrite will be a little bit softer. You should be able to scratch chalcopyrite with like a steel nail or something. Or I couldn't do that with pyrite. But primarily, I use the colors to figure out the two. If I ever give these on a test, I tend to like put them next to each other, and I say, okay, number 5 is this one, and number 6 is this one, and then you can kind of look at them and tell which is which. But anyway, so that is pyrite.